What's good, Cowboy Nation? This is your new voice of the Dallas Cowboys, Tyler Butler from Enough with the BS podcast. This is our one and only podcast about the Dallas Cowboys where we talk about nothing but America's team. The best nation, the only nation, Dallas Cowboy Nation. Hope everybody's feeling wonderful, doing great. I hope you're listening to my other podcast, Enough with the BS podcast, featuring Josh Smith. Had a couple of good shows. You can go check it out on iTunes, iHeartRadio for absolutely free. Go listen, support, like it, leave a comment. But this is personal. I am a Dallas Cowboy fanatic. A lot of people hate it. A lot of people hate us. You know what I say about that? 5-1, baby. Because that's what we are right now, Cowboy Nation. We are flying high at 5-1. The haters are chirping. But you know what? They can't say too much because we are actually dominating right now. Yes, I said it. The Dallas Cowboys at this particular time and moment are dominating the NFL. And there's to be completely honest, there's no argument. Cowboy Nation, be proud, be happy right now. We had so many haters to begin the season. I mean, think about all the storylines. Tony Romo went down. Oh, they're dead. Dez Bryant went down. They're dead. People getting suspended for smoking weed. Oh, the defense is going to be horrific. We heard it all, Cowboys. We don't supposed to be here right now at 5-1 on top of the NFC East and one of the best teams in the NFC, if not the NFL. You can say I'm drinking the Kool-Aid all you want. I say look at statistics. Look at the game film. This Dallas Cowboy team is arguably one of the best teams in the NFC, if not the NFL. I don't know if I can put them ahead of New England because Tom Brady right now is on a tear. He's pissed off. Right now he's running ruck chop all across the NFL. I can give you that argument. I can even give you Minnesota to a slight degree because I believe their defense is a little bit ahead of ours. But offensively, this wall of Dallas, led by two rookies, Zeke Elliott and my man Dak Prescott, has been extremely impressive. And you can be a Cowboy hater, you can be a Cincinnati Bengal fan, a New York Giant fan, a Philadelphia Eagle fan. You cannot deny what this Dallas Cowboy team is doing at this point in time. That we're dominating. There's no other way to put it. Before I get into pretty much the breakdown, I just wanted to piggyback off the last podcast I did about the Cowboys. My stance was that I think it was after week one or week two. And I apologize, I haven't been putting more out. School is really killing me, guys. But throughout the season, I'm going to at least try to put one out. The goal is every 2 weeks, just to keep you guys in the realm. Share the love. Hope you guys are listening and also reply. You can email me at podcastingbs@gmail.com. If you want to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, send me a soundbite. I will put it on the next podcast. I don't care what you say. Just try to keep it up under, I would say, 3 to 5 minutes. I happily put it on the show for you. But anyways, my stance was that we were going to need Tony Romo. That's when I believe we were 1-1. Right now, sitting at 5-1, Dak Prescott has completely changed my mind. And I'm still a Romo advocate because I know what Tony Romo can do. I've seen it. I've also seen the bad Tony Romo, which mostly everybody harps on. The bad Tony. You have justification for that. All I'm saying is when the coaching staff decided to wise up and use Tony Romo to his ultimate abilities, which is give him an elite running game and just have Tony Romo not turn over the ball. Tony Romo was an MVP candidate that year. Everybody completely forget about 2014. 2015, you cannot use that Tony Romo film. Tony Romo was hurt, came back, got hurt again, didn't even play a whole season. He looked horrible. I think he threw 7 interceptions. He threw 4 of them on Thanksgiving. So that can be discredited by itself alone, just because, we're not looking at a whole body of work there, just a little bit. But guys, I actually beg you, go back to 2014 and look at that Tony Romo. If you don't remember, let me go over his stats from 2014 when he had an elite running game. Tony Romo threw for 3,705 yards. That's 247 passing yards a game, 34 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. That is elite. Now, I don't know if he can get back to that, especially coming off multiple back injuries. But all I'm saying is, if the Dallas Cowboys stick to the game plan where they're sticking right now with Dak Prescott, and they do that with the Tony Romo, guys, that offense can go to being really good to unstoppable. I know Dak is the hot new flavor, and I'm not taking anything away from him, and I absolutely think he should not be benched. But you have to look at it, I wouldn't even say from Jerry Jones' standpoint, because I know how Jerry thinks. Jerry is thinking about, this is his guy, this is his investment, he wants his investment on the field, so he can look like he made the correct decision by giving Tony Romo $500 million. I know that's what Jerry thinking. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, while Dak Prescott is extremely, extremely impressive, Tony Romo is another level at the quarterback position. My only rebuttal is, I just don't know chemistry. Chemistry is so big in the NFL. So big. And right now, you can tell that offensive line, those wide receivers, they love playing with Dak. And my fear is, we insert Romo back into the game. Romo have a game where he throws 3 interceptions. Or he targets Jason Witten the majority of the game, which he always does. He force feeds the ball to Dez Bryant, which he always does. How's the team going to react to that? Because right now, the ball is getting spreaded around. Jason Witten only had 4 catches yesterday. 4 catches, guys. It's getting distributed. That's what Dak is doing to this team. Dez is not even playing. He's not even on the field. And when he was on the field, he was more of a decoy. He had one big game where he caught over 100 yards. But I felt like it was the same game plan that we had with Tony Romo. Dez had over 100 yards that game because some of those throws was like, hey, let's get Dez his catches. Now, I think Dez sitting back on the sideline watching Dak orchestrate this offense, he's starting to realize, like, hey, I think we got something in this kid. Maybe I don't need the ball force fed. Maybe I do need to let a Cole Beasley get off. Or a Lucky Whitehead come out the slot catching 25-yard passes. Maybe Jason Witten do need to focus a little bit more on blocking and just be a security blanket, picking up first downs when you need it. Dez, what I want Dez to do when he come back, don't change the game, Dez. Continue to go out there and be beast mode. Because if you get open, guess what? You're going to get the ball from Dak. That's what I'm noticing through in these 6 games. Dak Prescott, by being a rookie, some may say he's not there enough to force feed the ball to anybody. Dak is getting the ball to the open receiver. Dez, you get open, you will get the ball from this guy. But if you're not open, guess what? That's okay. And I guess while I'm on the subject of Dez, I want to address probably the ultimate Dallas Cowboy hater. And I know I'm going out of order and it's kind of random, but I was watching First Take this morning, and Donovan McNabb was on the show. And he said this on his ESPN radio show, which I will never ever listen to. He said that the Dallas Cowboys should not consider, not think about, not talk over, but they should trade Tony Romo. And not only Tony Romo, they should trade Dez Bryant. Trade 88. Trade throw up the X. Are you serious? Is that even... Are you serious, McNabb? Let me ask you a question, McNabb, and I'm talking to you right now. How did you do once you got rid of T.O.? How was that, buddy? But how was it when you had T.O. on the team? What was your statistics looking like that year? What happened? Oh, you went to the Super Bowl. That's right. Why was that? Because you had a freaking elite receiver on the team. You had a game changer, a playmaker. What you do without T.O.? I don't remember you ever getting that close to a Super Bowl without T.O. Philly, as much as I hate them, they could have beat New England that year. And in my personal opinion, it had absolutely nothing to do with Donovan McNabb. It was because T.O. was out there balling with one freaking leg. But it's something about McNabb and receivers, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the ego type thing. Trading that that's one of the dumbest statements I've heard all year so far. I've heard some pretty dumb ones, like Cleveland Browns were going to be a competitive team. Trading Dez Bryant is, I can't even wrap my thought. Why? Why would you trade the ultimate weapon of your team? Even if Dez is not getting his catches, guess what? The defense is going to be focused on Dez. Having Dez on the field makes the offense that much potent. Because either you're doubling Dez, but I guarantee if you're not doubling Dez, the defense is locating Dez. And while they're all focused on Dez Bryant, guess what else happens? Well, that opens up running lane for Zeke Elliott. Because now you got a double Dez. The whole defense is focused on him once he's in the slot. That's one-on-one coverage for Jason Witten, who probably is going to have a linebacker on him. That's a mismatch all day, every day. Once we throw a Lucky Whitehead in the slot, somebody has to cover Lucky. How do you expect to do that? Ask me that, guys. When you have Dez on the field, who's going to cover Cole Beasley? You're giving all these guys one-on-one opportunities. Terrence Williams can now become a potent factor with Dez is on the field. And he's doing an amazing job right now. Despite week 1 running out of bounds like an idiot. Despite that, Terrence Williams is looking pretty solid out there. Bryce Butler is out there stepping it up. Only if we had Devin Street step it up. I don't even know if he's still on the team or not. But you cannot trade your number one weapon on offense. The offense is great right now, but imagine that offense with Dez Bryant on the field. Even if he's a decoy at certain times. And then you have a Dak Prescott in the backfield with his ability to take off running. Come on, guys. This Dallas Cowboy team is serious, man. I know you hate this. You don't want to hear the fact that this team is actually serious and they're actually a legit Super Bowl contender. Yes, they are a Super Bowl contender. Because this Dallas Cowboy team remind me of the 2014 Dallas Cowboy team that got screwed up there in Green Bay. They were one catch away from going to the NFC Championship game, playing a Seattle Seahawks team of which they dominated during the regular season. But they have the exact same game plan. Eat up the clock, keep the defense off the field, which is making them look that much better right now.